Jason, are you gonna get ready to turn over? I said, are you gonna get ready to turn over?
You could just adjourn the meeting.
Let's call it to order first. It's 7 o'clock. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Kelly, if you can do attendance, please.
Larry Bidler.
Here.
Greg J.
Here.
Brandon Tanka.
Here.
Bryce Howell.
Here.
Scott Stierwell.
Here.
Wonderful. All right, jumping right into it. Election of officers for 2024. At this time, we'll open it up for nominations for position of presidency.
No, wait, okay. I'll nominate Brandon.
Any other nominations?
I'm not my friend.
Any other? We will close nominations. All in favor for Brandon, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. That moves us to vice president. We will open that up for nominations. Nominations for vice president.
I'm not my Bryce.
Any other nominations? We will close nominations. All in favor for Bryce for vice president, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Additions and deletions to tonight's agenda. I would like to add under communication town marshal, let's add this as line item 8.2. We're going to title that police camera. And then under item 10, 10A, UDO, I would like to move that to the first item under number 9, ordinances and resolution. So we will move 10A to the first item in number 9's column or section. And then I would like to add, you could call it 10B or 10A since we moved 10A. We're going to add town positions for stormwater and redevelopment authority to tonight's agenda. Does anybody have any other additions or deletions? Okay, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And approval of minutes from the December 12th, 2023 regular meeting. Is there a motion on those?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Claims and transfers.
Alright, these are broken up into two sections like we normally do. The first group closes out December, the rest of them, the council meeting December to December 31st. And then we have a small portion that we paid in January. So we're gonna start with the December portion. From the general, $156,219.63.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
From the December portion, water, $37,875.82.
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
From December wastewater, $30,969.97.
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And December's payroll, $82,220.42.
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And January, the general, $25,919.69.
Motion. Thank you. Second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
January's water, $6,058.42.
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And January's wastewater, $19,467.65.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anything else at this time?
That's it.
Okay. Chief Hall?
Welcome to the new year. The first thing is ballistic vest. We've got 4 officers, all their ballistic vests are outdated. We've got, I gave you guys an itemized list of what is needed to bring them current. By law, we have to have them current. So I'd like to get that process started if we could get a vote on that tonight.
What's the cost of those, or how are you gonna pay for them?
They'll be coming out of our uniform allowance money that we receive from the bank, as well as donations.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The other 2 favors that I gave you are just, they were just quotes of things that we had to have done. It's just, there's no vote needed. It was just something to bring to your attention of the repairs that we're doing to the Tahoe. If you have any questions about those repairs, we're having it all rewired. It keeps shorting out. We didn't wire it, JDN didn't wire it. He gave us an estimate to rewire it all and hopefully eliminate all that problem when we hit a bump. The radar, the lights, the interior lights would all go out, so it's obviously short somewhere. They've all looked, everybody's tried to find it, they can't find it. The last solution is just to rewire it all.
I can test that. I've been in a ride along where we hit them up and dash, everything went black. So,
The other one is just basic maintenance. One, we had a hole in the radiator, so we're gonna replace the radiator and general brake work. The next one is the police cameras.
Does anybody have any questions on the police cameras? If not, I would like to ask council for a motion and approval for Adam to move forward on this.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And we all know Officer Vogel resigned. He went to Montana. We do have a new guy that has went through the process, and he started Monday. Hopefully, we'll get him in here and meet everybody here pretty soon. But that's all I have.
Did you take into account the vest with the new guy?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Wade's is current.
Oh,
Officer Warren's, or Sergeant Warren's is current, and mine's current. So we're just buying for the ones that aren't, that are outdated. There's a 5-year thing on those that you gotta replace them every 5 years.
Anybody have any questions?
That's all I got.
Thank you. All right, Jason?
First item we have is a spiritor tank, which is at the water plant. We have some damage to, there are 2 of these tanks in the plant. There's damage to one of them. Eric is here with HWC, and he was here with a meeting with myself and Brandon a few weeks ago where we talked about this, about needing to get the repair. We did get you a quote. We did attempt to find other contractors that could do this, and between myself, Richard, and Eric, we believe that quote is the sole source, the only contractor that can do that. Eric might be able to speak to that as well.
where's this quote?
It's Baskin Logan.
Yeah, the quote that Richard got was from Bastin Logan. They are a company that does a lot of water treatment plant work, construct those plants. They're a little unique in the other competitors that do that same type of work in that they build their own vessels. They build filters, they build tanks like that. So the ability to get another bid for somebody that can repair that tank and provide the material is tough to do. So we might be able to get one, but it certainly wouldn't be local, it would be out of state. So I think it probably lends itself to being a sole source.
What's the damage to the tank and what's the reasoning?
The bottom has become corroded over time, and that they need to cut it out and basically replace the bottom end.
And that's just, I'm guessing it's old.
It's original.
25 or 30 years.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yeah.
sand that goes around the bottom of this tank, and I assume that's what's causing
Yeah.
most of the pitting of it and damage to it.
I will point out that in our meeting, I did ask Eric and Richard, knowing council would want to see at least 3 quotes. So they did do their due diligence on trying to find at least 2 contractors, and were unable to. Council, that's why we only have the 1 quote in front of us tonight.
It is a 6 to 8 week lead time before we could get it installed, manufactured and installed as well.
But I'm correct, in Bassin Logan, they've done a lot of work for us,
They have.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, they've done a
believe
lot of
they did.
service work for Richard
That's
out
what I
there.
thought.
I believe they may have been the contractor that installed, or do you know on that?
That long ago, I'm not sure, but they may have been. They've been in business for a long time, they're out of Franklin.
And Kelly, if council decides to move forward on this site, where would these funds come from?
Might be over
Most
there.
likely water depreciation.
Really see where we have any options, so, motion. Second.
Motion is on the floor to approve the quote from Bassin Logan in the amount of $20,325 even. The motion was made by Bryce, second by Greg. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Jason?
Beagle Club Road, as you've seen, the construction is still ongoing there. The water line portion of that project, which is ready funded, is complete. It has passed inspection, it's good, we're supplying water through the new line. The second part of that is the CCMG Community Crossings matching grant portion. It has started. They are actually installing the stormwater as we speak. So the bigger holes you see in the ground right now is all stormwater going in. So it's proceeding on schedule. Hopefully we get it done pretty soon. Weather's going to be a factor, obviously, whether we were able to get concrete down or not, and then also asphalt. So see how it plays out. But the stormwater is being installed as we speak. The next thing I have is 54 North Lafayette Street. I was hoping to have that deeded in our name. There was a little issue with the deed when it came from the company that took us through a tax sale. So it's going back through the process. The county commissioners do actually own that piece of property at the moment, and they are going to quit claiming it to us, so it's just a little change in doing that. I expect that to happen any day, but I also said that last month as well, so. But it will be ours soon. And I do appreciate the commissioners working with us on that, and Jim Inslee, the county attorney. The next 3 items are all 3 projects that Eric can probably speak to as well, if you'd like him to address it. I think that's what we agreed to do. And he can address the I-70, the Weaver, and the stormwater project.
I've got a written update for those 3 projects that you all can read at your leisure. I'll just try to hit the highlights. First on the water, the North US 231 water supply improvements. As Jason mentioned, that's a project that the construction of which is being funded by READY. Phase 1 is the part that we bid separately that is on Beagle Club Road. That is now complete. Water main has been installed, tested, and has been placed in service. So that part is complete. They've submitted 2 invoices for that. I'll pass those on to Kelly as being approved. Now that the water main is installed in that section of road, they can do the rest of the construction, as Jason mentioned, stormwater, and I would say the goal would be for them to have all the construction complete by the time the asphalt plant's open, and paving would be the last thing they do, probably in April or 1st of May. So phase 2 of that is the rest of that project that then extends across I-70 and up to 231 North. We have submitted for our permit to NDOT for the I-70 crossing as well as the work in their right-of-way. They've offered a few comments, which we've addressed those, so that looks like that permit should be coming in. There are 6 easements we need. We've written those descriptions and passed those on to the town attorney. Those will need to be acquired before we can bid. Other than that, our design plans and specs are about 85% complete. Before we do bid it, we'll review it with Jason and Richard and make sure everything looks good on that. But hopefully we can bid that in late spring, pending the easements. Next piece is the stormwater, most of the construction of which is being funded by the Okra grant the town got. There's some information about there about the project areas, but generally just an update. The design plans are about 80% complete. We're going to be setting up a meeting to review those with town staff next week or the week after. By the grant requirements, we have to receive construction bids by the end of February. So we'll be advertising it in early February and getting bids in by the end of February so that construction can start in spring. Then lastly, the town's wastewater project and the regionalization project with Lever State Park. As you know, we closed on financing November 22nd, at which time town signed contracts with Reynolds, the contractor. Since that time, they've been submitting a lot of submittal shop drawings for equipment and materials that we've been reviewing and approving, kind of getting everything ready, so once they mobilize, they can hit the ground running. The first thing that is going to be done is the sewer rehabilitation, which is the slip lining cured in place to seal up a lot of the pipes that have been identified as being leaky, where you get a lot of your influent infiltration. Miller Pipeline is the subcontractor that's going to be doing that work, and they're going to start their closed circuit TV of those lines on Monday. So that start seeing some activity in town. We're going to have our official pre-construction meeting on Tuesday. DNR representatives will be attending virtually, and the contractor, and then after which we will have monthly meetings throughout the year of construction, and after our progress meetings, we'll provide a report of those to the board so you can be updated on a monthly basis what's going on. So going to soon be a lot of activity going on.
Are you, Jason, are you participating in like that pre-construction meetings?
Yeah, I sent an email to you and Kelly as well.
Okay.
So you're-
Anybody's welcome to attend those. They're not public, but anybody affiliated with the town can certainly attend. Not required, but
Yeah.
more than welcome.
There were, I think, 23 people invited. Correct?
Yeah, but that group will get smaller for each monthly meeting. So, any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, monthly reports.
All right, you have all the reports in your packets. I've been reviewing from 2023 and everything looks pretty good. Our funds are in pretty decent shape and we received all the revenue that we thought we would, so everything's pretty good.
Any questions, council? Okay. This moves us to the UDO.
I can kind of introduce this.
A lot of moving pieces and parts here.
I'll turn it over to Lisa here in a second, though. But I kind of preface what she's getting ready to say, or I believe she's getting ready to say. We have forwarded the UDO, which is a big, thick ordinance, to all the council members. I hope you've had a chance to read through it. Pretty exciting reading. The Plan Commission did vote on that UDO and the map last Thursday, and sending a recommendation to the council. And James may want to speak to that as well, but Lisa can probably do the biggest part of this presentation. I always throw her under the bus, she says.
You want to come on up?
Well, I can only go so far,
Okay.
so we're working on getting a little thing there so you guys can see it. Maybe.
Number one team in the country, bud.
Notre Dame, they're playing tonight?
You're not number one. Out in my
It's all
house,
about
travel.
perspective and-
Purdue and
and-
Chevy, Purdue and Ford, he likes IU and Chevy. There's always room for improvements.
Is it the other jack?
Yeah, so plug the wall.
Oh, unplug it from the wall.
Let me just try another. The one below it. Try that one.
Oh, look, I'm like speeding right through that.
It wasn't it determined it was a computer and not us that was trying to be used last time?
Yeah, it was not us. When we hosted that.
If we can't get it to work, I can just move this up there and just talk from my notes. It's fine. I just thought maybe it would be nice to have something to look at. It was working a minute ago. What happened? Oops.
The TV up. It didn't know. And it was feeding. Threw another wrap up on it.
It's on HDMI 3, it should be on HDMI 1 or 2.
I think we had it on 2 a second ago when it was working. But again, I can just come up there. It's not the big of a deal.
No luck?
Doesn't look like it. Okay.
If you don't mind. If
No, I don't mind. We'll keep the meeting moving.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Putnam County Plan Commissioner, the Putnam County Commissioners and the town of Bainbridge have both, and the towns of Russellville have all adopted the Unified Development Ordinance already. So it's now up to you guys and Rochdale. Sorry. So why did the county update the zoning ordinance? It was to align the recently approved comprehensive plan, which you guys also adopted. So this will also align with your comprehensive plan. We're partnering with the communities for consistent planning and zoning across the county, incorporate best practices and make regulations easier to use. The UDO combines the zoning ordinance and the subdivision control ordinance into one document and also includes the zoning map, which there are some corrections that need to be done on your guys' side of the zoning map, and I think Jason has those. So for approval, we would ask that you include those additions to be corrected to update your map. There's some parcel layers that HWC couldn't do, so once everything's adopted and put on the GIS system, we'll be able to make those changes in-house. It's gonna be a lot easier than having HWC do it. So again, I said that Russellville, Bainbridge have already adopted it. Greencastle is keeping their own ordinance, but may be updating it in the very near future. So this ordinance goes with the comprehensive plan. So some of the goals were some land use goals, focusing intense development in and around cities and towns where there's infrastructure. So in looking at what you guys had and incorporating all of the other towns, we, for the UDO, we now have 5 residential districts, which provides different housing densities from low density rural living to moderate density in the cities and the towns. We also want to preserve and enhance the traditional downtown areas. So for the towns, they made a special downtown district, which allows for mixed use developments in those towns to help strengthen the existing core. And we also want to ensure new development and redevelopment projects reflect the context of the surrounding and the surroundings with respect to scale and character. So we've implemented some capability standards to ensure that new development on infill sites and downtown areas fits with the context of the surrounding neighborhoods. I'll skip that one because that actually helps with the slide. Let's see. Some other land use goals was to balance rural residential development with agricultural operations, which is one thing that your current ordinance doesn't address. You have ag zoning on your zoning map, but your current ordinance says nothing about ag and what's allowed and what can be done. So the new UDO has
two agricultural districts that limit residential development. It limits it, but it allows it. It allows for greater flexibility to provide as many homes, greater flexibility is provided so that homes have the least impact on agriculture and forestry operations. The rural preservation district protects natural areas and intensive agricultural operations from housing encroachment, so we wouldn't see a lot of subdivisions in those areas. And then the agricultural protection language prevents new development from hampering the operations of existing agricultural and forestry uses. So that says if there's a subdivision that comes in, they know they're coming in where there's ag ground, and they can't keep those farmers then from continuing what they've been doing for years. We're also trying not to strip out the county roads by putting houses on top of houses. So there's some, a lot of diversity in those areas, allowing flagpole lots where you have big farm fields, but there's an area that's not suitable for farming, but is suitable for a house. So you can have a lane that comes back and then have it open up to where this house is, but still preserve all that farm ground. Or wooded area. Let's see. There's some overlay districts, some transportation goals, multi-use pathways are going to be required in new major subdivisions, site plans. Trying to keep infrastructure around desired areas, so utility connections are required for most new developments, except for the rural county areas. Drainage review is required for new developments as well, to make sure that there's plenty of capacity for everything. We want to protect our natural resources in the county and in each of the towns. And then help to increase the supply and variety of housings. So the new residential districts encourages a variety of densities and lifestyle options. Single-family homes to large apartment complexes where appropriate, multifamily dwellings, townhomes, those types of things that weren't currently addressed in the ordinances. That's pretty much the whole presentation, but I won't attempt to answer any questions you guys have on anything.
Thank you.
So I'll just say, I think, especially in the meeting Thursday and in last month's meeting, I was very vocal that I didn't want to give up any control of the town to the county, and they've assured me with the plan we are going to adopt, we are not. Anything within town limits, we are still controlling. So I just want to make that, it's more or less getting uniform with the rest of the county. I want everyone to know that. So, and Lisa was great the other night in the meeting at answering all my questions, and so thank you very much for that.
Does anybody have any questions? Comments?
I was gonna say, Brandon, under this UDO, there are two separate ordinances, so I don't know how you want to tackle those.
I was gonna wait to see if James wanted to speak before we dove into those,
And Greg also is on it.
or if there was any other questions. Say it again.
Get her wrapped up, then she can back me up.
Perfect. So yes, I was gonna get to that. I guess make it very clear as well, council, that we will appoint somebody if we choose to move forward in this direction as a representative of the town, but at the end of the day, it is still council's decision. It is still a final say-so with the town for projects related to items still happening within town limits. Right? Am I saying that correctly?
Okay. Yes, if you keep the plan commission. If you keep the plan commission and BZA as is, you still have all of that control. If you give up the plan commission, you still have control on rezoning issues. So any rezonings that come that come before the plan commission, whether it's, if you go to an area plan commission with the county, you still have control over those rezoning issues, which would include, you would know subdivisions are coming up, those types of things. But the actual plats for those subdivisions will be reviewed by the county with an input from the town.
I think you just worded it a little better than I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was understanding where we were going.
I think we're on the same page.
Okay, cool. All
Essentially,
right.
if we don't go that route, we have no
You have no
say-so in the whole
in the whole
county.
county.
Whereas now,
Right.
we still control zoning and all
Yes,
that, but we have a
yes.
say-so in the county.
That's, yes, yeah, right now you have no say in the county as it sits. You would, that person that you would appoint to the county plan commission would vote on anything that comes before the county, whether it's in the town or not. So that includes the area outside of the town's control. So if something was to come in just on the border of the town's control, you would be able to voice your opinions and concerns and approve or you know, vote to approve or deny it. So, yeah.
Vote to give a favorable or unfavorable recommendation to the voting entity. The plan commission.
The plan commission gives a favorable
No
or
unfavorable or no recommendation to the voting, whether it's whichever town.
for the rezonings, yes, yes. Yeah, they'll give a recommendation, then you guys can either take that recommendation or override it, yes. Pretty much what you do now, yeah,
But this gives us a say-so countywide
correct.
versus
It gives you though the same say-so, the same input that
in the
other,
town.
as other people outside the town would have.
Correct.
Ultimately though, you would vote to approve anything inside the town.
Exactly, yeah. And then we get a vote for each county, whereas if we don't go with this, we still control town, but we don't control, and we don't have a say-so in anything
Correct.
outside. Yep.
Any other questions? Okay,
Thank you so much for your time.
sure.
James?
I think she pretty much covered it. Let me check the.
Correct, yeah, the 3 parts.
Okay, just make sure I was speaking correctly. So the first thing you're going to be voting on, I guess, will be the UDO itself. So, the planning commission voted unanimously by, all members present to support the UDO and recommend approval of that. The second option is going to be for you guys to basically take all the paperwork, the looking at development plans, primary plats, zoning subdivision ordinance changes, PUD recommendations, anything like that that planning would normally do. We would send that to Greencastle, or not Greencastle, to the county to do, which would leave
Thank you for clarifying.
which would leave the Cloverdale Planning Commission with just basically looking at maps. That would be our only duty. So that brings us to the third thing that you guys want to look at, which is going to be eliminating the Cloverdale Planning Commission and going to the Putnam County Area Planning Commission. As Lisa had pointed out, that would give us a seat at the table and a vote on what happens outside of our borders, as well as allow you members to approve any zoning map changes within the town. So we still have that control. Then on the back end, we would still have the BZA for any changes coming to, for the town for that. So we would still have front end control and back end control. And the planning commission voted to approve that unanimously too, or make the recommendation for you guys to approve that. So that is what planning is presenting, I guess.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for James?
I will make a motion to approve both of the suggestion, or all three of the suggestions from Thursday's meeting.
they're actually different ordinances.
So
Wait, what we gotta do about it?
Let's do it.
first we have to vote to approve the UDO. And then if council approves the UDO, we then have ordinance 3 and 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, 3 and 4 that we would have to vote on tonight.
Motion to approve the second.
Just hang tight 1 second, I want to make sure that that's accurate.
Yes.
And we need to do with these corrections to be changed after. This is to the map.
No rezoning.
Yeah,
This is a correction.
yeah. And both Adam, Peter, and Lisa is aware of those.
So's Robbie.
Say again?
Robbie at the plat office, she's the one who will be doing the changes on the map once it gets connected to the GIS system. So she's aware of those changes as well.
Okay, so 3 steps here, council. Number 1, we need to approve the UDO. Number 2, we need to approve, if approved, we would need to approve ordinance number 3. And number 3, we would need to approve number 4, ordinance number 4. Is there any reason to have second readings waived on these?
That's a legal question, not a.
Let me rephrase that. Would we need to waive our second readings on these?
Go ahead and wait, yeah.
On both ordinances if approved?
Yeah.
So I'm correct in saying we need to make a motion to approve the UDO and waive the second reading.
Correct. You've already done
Yeah, but not waiving the second reading.
Because we don't have an ordinance out there yet. So we do have a motion on the table for approval of the UDO. I think Greg second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Does that need to have the map?
So
Updates with map?
he does have the map updates here.
Is that part of the motion?
That's included in the motion, yes. Okay, so the UDO has been passed. This then brings us, is it labeled as 2023 or 2024-3?
It should be 2024-3.
Okay, because everything I'm seeing is 2023.
These, where you're seeing 2023, that is the counties when they adopted it in November. It's actually Exhibit A. If that's what you're.
I'm still struggling over here.
In your packet, it should be ordinance 2024-3, and it says late edition, because those were put in at like 5:30 today.
So that is actually labeled as 2024-1. You said it's A, correct?
Ordinance 2024-3. It should be listed as 10A on in your packet, 10A, and it should say ordinance 2024-3. I have paper copies.
It's okay. Bryce has it up on his. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2024-3? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And council, would somebody like to make a motion to waive the second reading on ordinance 2024-3?
All motion, we waive the second reading.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There's 2 copies in there, plus the waiver for second reading, so all need signed.
And then that will bring us to ordinance number 2024-4. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And council, would we like to make a motion to waive the second reading on that ordinance as well?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right.
Brandon, in that ordinance, it asked for you to appoint someone.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something you want to do tonight, or?
I think we, as council, will probably wait until February's meeting to talk in the next month and appoint that member.
And the only other thing with regard to UDO is the interlocal agreement as well. That is kind of, it's an exhibit B to the ordinance. There's an interlocal agreement that would allow Putnam County to administer the zoning.
Is there an approval for the, for that agreement?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, that should, minus the appointment that we'll do next month, take care of the UDO.
I have a question. When is that February meeting? The 13th, okay. Because the Putnam County Planning Commission meets on the 12th, so that's why I was asking. There will be a meeting on the 12th. There's also some training on the January 23rd, 25th, and 29th for
Which-
any of the council members that,
We received that notification,
Yeah.
which I think, James, you already intended on going to the two of those, right?
Two of those, yes, but we don't have a planning commission. Probably some BZA needs to go though. So,
yeah, BZA, it'd be good for BZA and the town council
Yes.
to go to, yes.
Well then, Richard, should we try to schedule a separate meeting before?
It would be
try
good to have that person prior to that,
Prior to the 12th meeting,
yes.
right?
Yeah, and for that training as well.
Well, the training is open to any plan commission, BZA, and town
Oh,
council
okay.
members. So that doesn't, appointment at that wouldn't matter.
But definitely.
But there could be some stuff coming in for the February meeting that you guys might be interested in.
Well then, it would be my suggestion that we get a meeting scheduled to appoint that person before the 12th.
Yeah, we'll discuss that, via email, and if we gotta schedule a meeting, we'll schedule a meeting to appoint somebody to that position. We'll make sure you're in on it.
Okay.
I could let Jason know on Friday, the filing deadline for the February meeting is Friday. So I can let Jason know what projects have been filed and get that to you guys so you know what's coming up. If there's anything that might want to push that to make that happen before the February meeting or not. Okay. Thank you.
If nothing's filed, will they still have a meeting?
They will not have a meeting if
Okay.
there's no agenda items.
Okay. Anything else? No?
No,
Thank you
I'm good.
both
Thank you.
very much. This brings us to town positions. Stormwater. Oh, thank you for that catch. Skipped over ordinance 2024-1. That is the allowable cost policy. This will be the first reading. If there are no questions, would somebody like to make a motion?
Can we wait the second reading on this as well?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And a motion to waive the second reading on 2024-1.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this brings us to ordinance 2024, the renaming of Market Street. This is the first reading. Is there a motion on that?
Can we have some more discussion on that?
Of course.
Why are we only doing half that street?
To be very transparent, when I brought it to town council, via just discussion, it was recommended that we not do the entire street, only half. So when it was communicated with the corporation, they were excited to at least take half, since we weren't willing to do full. I never brought it to the town's attention to take it to a vote on the open table discussion on the entire street. That's why half was recommended.
I think it would be best to do the whole street as opposed to no longer, it's what, 2 blocks?
I mean, we're talking about total, yeah.
You're just west of 231, 2 blocks till dead ends, correct?
I'm still not for it, but I feel like if we're gonna do it, we do the whole street. We don't split that street.
I agree with you. I do.
Motion to do the entire.
Hang on, because I believe the ordinance is already wrote, so it would have to be rewrote. So if, let's put it up for a vote, if council is in favor of now renaming, why do we keep hearing this? If council is in favor of now renaming Market Street to its entirety, to Kylie Way, I will have, if it passes, for that, I will have Jason rewrite the ordinance, for the next meeting. So is there a motion now to rename entire Market Street Kylie Way?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Now I think we're ready for town positions. We have 2 open positions, stormwater. Scott Wall, it's my understanding, you reached out to Kelly, you're willing to step up for the stormwater position, is that correct?
Yes.
That is a president appoints, with council's blessing. I would like to appoint Scott Wall to that position, if I can get a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And it also brings us to the redevelopment authority. Again, Scott, it is my understanding that you are interested in for that as well.
Yes.
That again is a president appoints. Looking for a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Okay, and this brings us down to the certification from Poits. This is just an acknowledgement discussion to make sure council is aware of the document that was provided to us. And if there are no questions, I'm looking for somebody to make a motion. Ultimately approval, just acknowledging that we have received this document.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Stardust Hills HOA?
Nothing to say, but Stardust Hills would like to be removed from the permanent asking during the council meetings. If we have any issues come up, we will contact Hill.
Perfect. Can I make a recommendation to council to remove Stardust Hills HOA from the agenda going forward, and if they have something that needs to be brought to council's attention, they'll run through the proper channels of our clerk treasurer.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before I open this up to public questions or comments, I just do want to make mention to the public the passing of a past town council member and president, Ms. Patton, who served I apologize, I have those dates here. Thank you. She served from council, on the council from 2012 to 2018, and she was president of the council from 2014 to 2018. Our condolences are with her family. I just wanted to make sure the public was aware of that, and we appreciate her service to the town of Cloverdale. With that being said, I will open it up to the public for any questions at this time. No questions? Council members? It is 7:49. We will call this meeting adjourned. I have no gavel, but it's adjourned. Bam.